I'm the Gentleman Wake, and this is a 5-minute deck preview of a brand new Kickstarter campaign, the unreleased Ravn IV deck. I'll be giving away a pair of these decks, so make sure to stick around all the way to the end for a chance to win. And remember, for the best in content designed for the discerning collector, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Lorenzo Gagiotti, better known to the world of playing cards as designer Stockholm 17, has been expertly crafting and designing playing cards for the better part of the last decade. Some of his best works include the Gemini series, my top 10 deck of 2018, the House of the Rising Spade, the Ravn decks, the latest of which I'll be previewing in this episode, and of course he was my partner and the designer on the very first Gentleman Wake branded deck of playing cards ever offered, the Parlour deck. Lorenzo marries a brilliant aesthetic with an exacting, meticulous attention to detail, which always manages to create a piece of art that is at all times functional, precise, and beautiful. In this episode, we're looking at his latest project, the Ravn IV deck. Currently being offered in Crimson Red and Midnight Blue, the Ravn IV Kickstarter campaign is off to a tremendous start, already with more than 300% funding. The campaign will run through August 4th, 2020. The decks will come packaged in a gorgeously embossed matte cardstock tuck case in the corresponding colors. The tuck boxes shown here are prototype boxes for the purposes of displaying the decks in this video. The front of the boxes will feature a redesigned Ravn ambigram logo that remains legible no matter which way it's facing. Resting on the logo is a large raven in silhouette. Ghosted into the background are the bare branches of a tree. The off-white background has a worn parchment look, a feel that's further accentuated by a grouping of dark brown circular spots, stains that could be the result of dried blood. It all serves to give the deck an ominous feel that's right in line with the deck's Ravn theme, a theme which of course is derived from the name of Lorenzo's partner on the deck, magician Caroline Ravn. Aside from making her mark as a performer and magician, Caroline Ravn, actually pronounced Ravn, has dipped her toes into the world of YouTube with a couple thousand subscribers right now, and she often reviews playing cards on her channel. In fact, she recently reviewed the Black Parlour deck, and if you haven't checked that out, you probably should. The sides of the box echo the tuck box design on the previous iterations of the Ravn deck, a bisected illustration of the palm of a hand, similar to a diagram a palm reader would use for divination and fortune telling. Because of how the illustration is designed, placing two decks of any color next to each other in the right order and orientation completes the diptych image. The tops of the tucks state the deck name, and the bottom on my prototype boxes are blank. However, we can assume some ad copy will be present in the final print editions. The back of the boxes includes a 1-to-1 representation of the back design of the cards. Up until this iteration, all of the previous Ravn decks had featured the same back design in differing colorways. However, Ravn IV features a new, unique back design. Although the titular ravens can still be found throughout the design, this version of the deck features some Norse and Celtic style scrollwork and filigree. The Roman numeral 4 here on the tuck case written out as 4 capital I's, the way the number is traditionally written on most clocks adopting Roman numeration rather than the modern Roman numeral IV. The backs feature a very thin poker border. Because this deck bears Caroline's namesake and because she is a magician, the deck is really designed for magic users in mind, and as such features fairly standard faces. Pips, indices, and placement are all as you'd come to expect, although the red used for the red suits is deeper and more muted. Fans of Stockholm 17 will recognize the use of Lorenzo's modified bicycle courts, which feature refined faces and redrawn hands. This is most evident on some of the kings, which have seen their beards trimmed or shaped. The Queen of Clubs is also a bit unique as it features Caroline's likeness. In fact, these are the same court card faces featured on the Parlour deck as well, although those cards feature some additional customizations, implements sourced from the Gentleman Study or Parlour that kept it in line with the theme. Oh, and myself and Lady Wake also appear on that deck. As usual with the Ace of Spades on Lorenzo's decks, this one is fantastic. A beautiful cross section of a spade shaped mansion, complete with arabesque influences, chandelier, and Stockholm 17's art studio. The Raven perched above the center hall. The Ravn IV deck also includes two magnificent jokers entitled The Loop and Sir Ravn IV. The first features an enigmatic Escher-esque style illustration of a raven poking its head into a box while simultaneously emerging from another overhead. And the second features an anthropomorphized gentleman the Raven, top hat and all. He is elegant in his long coat even as he fumbles an elaborate cardistry display. The Raven in the box at his feet features an ace of diamonds reveal. The Ravn IV decks used to film this video are prototype decks printed by MakePlayingCards.com. The final versions, however, will be printed by the United States Playing Card Company, which is actually a departure from previous iterations of the Ravn decks, which were all printed by Cardamundi. Having said that, the USPCC decks are often applauded for their fantastic handling and performance, and I'm sure these will be no different. As I mentioned, the Ravn IV Kickstarter campaign will run through August 4th, 2020, and there are sure to be some surprises along the way, including a third deck featuring a black and red design and tuck case called the Ravn X. For more info and to back the project, make sure to click on the link in the description below. For a chance to own a red and blue Ravn IV deck, here's what you have to do. 1. Like this video. 2. Be a subscriber to this channel. And 3. Let me know in a comment below what playing cards deck project you are most looking forward to. Congratulations to Card Perfect Magician, who takes home the prototype Nerds deck from Randy Butterfield. Contact me via Instagram to claim your prize. To check out my thoughts on the previous Ravn decks and to see a pretty accurate impersonation of Edgar Allan Poe, click right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been the Gentleman Wake. See you next time.